What happens if you eat expired food? Have you ever found yourself accidentally eating expired food? Or better yet, do you get that satisfying feeling of cleaning out your refrigerator by tossing expired items? Well, what if we told you that consuming foods past the expiry date isn't always bad for you? Welcome to Sound Health Solution, where I will give you the detailed information on what exactly happens if you eat expired food. According to the USDA, many dates listed on food actually refer to quality, not safety. This means certain items won't hurt you if you eat them. Their taste may be stale, and they may lose some flavor as time goes on. But a lot of the time, consumers are unable to see or even taste the harmful bacteria that could be living on an item. While the best way to tell if expired foods would be harmful to you is to look out for visible mold or strange smells. Harmful bacteria are not frequently visible to consumers. Throwing something out would be the best course of action if you see something fishy. So, what exactly happens if you eat them? Well, there are 3 different scenarios. The first is that nothing happens to you at all. You'll probably be glad to know that there's a big chance that nothing will actually happen to you, besides a bad taste in your mouth. Even so, it's still not the best idea, nor is it necessary to eat expired foods on a regular basis. The dates on many foods are more concerned with freshness and superior flavor than with safety. The manufacturer's suggested dates are only for when food is at its greatest quality and not for when it's unsafe to eat. Remember all the different sell-by, used-by, or freeze-by dates. These are not purchase-by or safety dates. When you look at all the dates and start to get confused, sell-by dates actually assist retailers to determine how long they can keep that product on display, whereas the others are all about the highest quality of the food. This is especially true when discussing non-perishables like canned and frozen foods. These are typically safe to eat even after the expiration date without experiencing any negative effects. The USDA states that food that has been frozen for any length of time is safe to consume. Foods that have been frozen for months may taste bland or dry, but they are still safe to eat. They further state that in regards to pantry goods, most shelf-stable items are completely safe. In fact, if the can itself is in good condition with no rust, dents, or swelling, they will last for years. Foods that are packaged, such as cereal, pasta, and cookies, will remain safe after their best-by date has passed, but they might gradually go bad or start to taste weird. In addition, because all hazardous bacteria is eliminated during the pasteurization process, the FDA states that pasteurized foods won't normally make you sick, though they might have an off flavor or smell. It is still best to check the expiration date or give your milk a sniff before gulping it down. So, what if you're not as lucky as the first scenario? Well, there is a very good chance that you will be dealing with food poisoning issues. 1 in 6 Americans experience food poisoning each year. Consuming expired foods that are tainted or damaged may result in food poisoning. However, this is not always likely since mold, sour taste, odd color or texture, and bad smells are very easy to detect. We are less likely to consume such food. It is crucial to keep track of when these goods were purchased so that you can determine whether eating something puts you at risk. If you're unlucky, you will be dealing with food poisoning, which has symptoms such as fever, chills, cramps in the stomach, diarrhea, nausea, and vomiting. So this means that if you just stay away from food that is likely to go bad in a few days, you're gonna be just fine. The final scenario is that the food loses its nutrients. While food might degrade and acquire an unpleasant or stale flavor after its expiration date, one of the most important things to remember is that food can also lose nutritional value with time. It is particularly true for infant formula, which is the only food for which federal regulations demand a use-by date on the label of the product under FDA inspection in order to track the depletion of nutrients. Consumption by this date guarantees that the formula includes at least the amount of each nutrient listed on the label. Produce loses some of its nutritional value between the time it is harvested, the time it spends in the store before being purchased, and the time the consumer stores the product before eating it. In spite of the unpleasant smell, texture, or taste of expired produce, you should be aware that you won't be consuming as many nutrients as you would if you were to consume it when it was fresh. So when you just consume some expired food, you might be safe. But when the clues are more visible, it is best to stay away from them in order to avoid an unpleasant trip to the hospital. Those were the things that you need to remember if you come across any expired food. And that is all for this video. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel as well. And while you're at it, ring the notification bell and you will be updated with every new video that we upload. Also, write down in the comment section, have you ever consumed an expired food and what were the consequences? And of course, thanks for watching.